Hey guys, how you doing? Let's do it to it. We're doing the hedgehog setup. I just thought, hey, why not look at it from white and black side? If you guys kind of want an opening that you really don't have to, you can get to the middle game pretty simple. This is a good opening. Bishop G3. What was that? Oh. Bishop G2. Bishop here. And then castle kingside. Now it breaks down into different lines. We'll go down there's C6. There's a C6 line. So knight C6, bishop E2, E7, and then A6 variation. What we're going to go down is the knight to C6 line. So knight C6, E4, D6, D4, and C takes D4, and of course knight takes, and queen takes, and bishop E2. This is the hedgehog kind of setup. And then what you do is E3, or B3, so that you can fianchetto castles. Bishop A3, okay. And then queen C7, exclam. Oops, exclam. Rook FD1, or FD1, and then FD8, and it's an equal position at the end of all this. So let's see if we can find any games that arise from this. Oh, let's see, we have a game here. We're going to view this game. Let me see here. An interesting move that white was able to draw. We'll pick one more. This should be an interesting one. We'll view that one. Okay, so we got 3 now to go over in that line. Let's do some tactics. Let's make sure everything's going good. Yes, perfect. So if we play knight here to F5, king takes F4, and then we can play rook takes B, knight takes, well, so it doesn't end the way we would like it, does it? We potentially could play knight d6, attacking the bishop. And when the bishop moves, we can just push the pawn onward. Our rook takes. There, then he just takes the pawn, so that doesn't go very well for us. I had to find the right move sequence there, guys, so we're doing good there. Just take it nice and calm. Don't rush. There's no real need to rush. So knight takes e5. Huh. I'm thinking of something like queen to h6, knight takes. Knight takes f3, check, king, g2. Maybe not that so far. Oh, this is the move. If no, that doesn't. I was thinking rook takes, and then king takes, and then the queen would slide it. Yeah, but rook takes, bishop takes, and then we really don't have anything after that. Check. Maybe knight comes in. Let's see if we played rook there, bishop takes, king takes, check. King moves over, knight comes in, then we don't have any more checks, and he can actually push this pawn, attacking our queen. I mean our knight. We don't have anything, so that's out of the question. We could just play straight knight takes and bishop takes, then we can play queen h6. That's what we'll do. Oh, so I did have it right. Okay. Should have went with that then. Trusted my tactical skills. Next time I'll do that. you gotta trust yourself, guys. So, because you're your only person that's at that board. So, as like what Ginger said, and my grandmaster teacher told me, a good a bad move is better than a bad plan is better than no plan at all, because then you're shooting in the dark, and you're wondering, is this gonna work? And you're basically guessing, and you don't want to guess. Guessing only leads to a loss. So just don't guess. Let's see here. Rotate. If we play rotates bishop, pawn takes rook, check. When the king moves, we can play bishop takes, so we grab the rook. I want to see why ours doesn't work. Because you have to learn and see why yours didn't end up a success. The pawn protects the knight. Missed that in my calculation. So I gotta be a little more concrete. Pawn takes knight, if rook takes rook, then queen takes rook. And I think we're up at exchange in this line. I believe. And we were right. We were right. Let's see, the pieces are kind of really awkwardly placed. The queen's almost physically trapped. trying to see if we can't play bishop bishop a4 to potentially put the cap on the queen. Okay, that's what finishes the job. Okay. Yeah. Oh, that was a simple one. Darn it, I missed that. You just take and then you grab that. Okay. Sometimes I complicate it more than what it actually needs to be. We're already down a piece, so I don't think we want to win a piece back. It's not our point. What am I missing here? takes pawn. Queen c1 check. Queen d2. And we can grab the pawn. Try one more. Bishop. And then the next move is if rook here, bishop there, rook takes, pawn takes, and it's mate. So we'll go back. I will put it on unrated. Start a game for you guys. I'll be right back. Let's give her a go. I missed the calculation there. I want to see where I missed here. Okay. Thank you for the raid. So bishop, so e4. So that was a good move. Basically e5, just pushing onward. If knight h5, bishop takes, queen takes, g3, and his knight is very sillily placed. Then you have potentially, okay, you can't, oops, not, yeah, you don't want to do that yet. So you actually want a castle. Oh no, this isn't, this, I'm analyzing a game I played. No, this isn't correspondence. Let's see, b8 and queen. So then, okay, a3 to stop the, actually this, not that, go back. Actually it's to stop this, because then you could take back with the pawn and you have the open h file. Okay, wow, alright, let's give it one more shot. Okay, at least I know where I went wrong. Calculation. Okay, so now I get to play the French. Let's see if he goes French. No, so he's going advanced variation. We're pretty good in that variation. Ooh. Do we want to play knight or bishop? I really don't want to put my knight on a really odd spot, so I think I'll just play there. Oh, I like that. Yeah. Okay, now I have the a pawn. I'm gonna take, and now I have I can actually play bishop a6. And then queen b2, b6. And it's not looking too positive for our opponent here. Let's see, is there any way I can get here? How can I get there most efficiently? Thinking about playing here. Nope, I can't play there. My bishop will get trapped. So let me see, if I play knight here, I can actually jump into g4. That's what I'll do. And I always have knight f5 G4 would attack 2 spots, 2 points. I have to retreat back here. That's fine. Okay, so he's provoking massive weaknesses there. I'm actually gonna play F4, I mean F6, and see if I can't reroute my knight in this way, because there's really no scope of play here. I really don't have anything. So best would be F7, and I could take potentially, and even if he takes after F7, I have a bishop that could attack his rook. So I'm pretty sure, yeah. Just gonna take this pawn here. I have now a bishop pin from on the rook. If he takes here, I can grab his rook. The next move I'll play is more likely knight F7, and that's going to pick up a rook. He still can't castle. So we should be fairly winning, at least a pawn or so. And even if he plays bishop, bishop takes knight, I'm going to play bishop takes knight. My bishop's attacking his rook on A1, and so therefore his rook would have to move. Then I pick up. Okay, it's kind of what I thought he might actually play here. Now let's see, how do we provoke? Do we want to go rook F7 and then see if we can't pick up his knight there? That would allow fianchettoing of his bishop, wouldn't it? I don't want to give up my 2 bishop advantage. Interesting. I'm gonna stick with old traditional plan, knight F7. Just keep it simple. Keep it simple. So if I go here, and then I can actually block the knight out. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. See if I can't blot the bishop out. See if I can't blot the bishop out. Let's see if I Oh, that was a bad move. Oh, what was I thinking? That was horrible. I thought I can go after this. That's okay. I think I still could pick up a piece. Yeah, I'm still gonna pick up. I'm still fine. It looks like he wins material, but he actually doesn't. I thought it was a bad move, but it's okay. My king's actually closer, and it's getting towards more of a I want to keep my pieces on the board if I can. Down a pawn, but in theory I have a very strong pass pawn and a better bishop than my opponent does. Let's see, is there any checks that he can do? Not really. Yeah, I'm just gonna take here because I'm not afraid of anything now. I have a good centralized king, good rook, 7th rank. If he plays there, that's fine. I can actually just take now. Let's see here. Do I just grab the pawn with my rook? Is there any discoveries? Nope, I don't see anything. So let's go with it. Okay. No checks, no checks. Everything's good. All looks good. I'm going in. I think he was actually winning if he would have played rook here. I think he was winning there, if I'm not mistaken. Well, that's a little too late. Because I could just play up. Now I'm threatening a discovery and picking up a whole piece, basically. It'd be yeah, it'd be a whole piece, an exchange up at least, I think. Yeah. And you take here. Then you take there. Then you take here, and I believe this is winning now. I think it's game over here. Yeah, you just move your king in. or DC. I'll show you where I believe he could have won here. And we'll go over the game, and then what we'll do is I have 3 games that have the hedgehog set up, and it's from the move sequence is from Modern Chess Openings, but what I did is I put it into Allied Chess, or ICC Chess, not ICC, Allied Chess, that's right. And I pulled up 3 games from their database for the continuations. Okay, let's go over this here. C5. So it is bishop takes, knight takes. Okay, so you do trade off the light squared bishop and keep your knight. Okay, I don't know. It liked our move, knight c6 best, so that was best. He took b takes c, takes, bishop takes c5, knight c3, and then bishop a6. So right so far, one whole pawn up. A. So queen goes there. Queen d2. Knight h. So we're good so far. Bishop e7. Good so far there. Knight f. Okay. So this is where we went. Right. Oh no. So rook b. Rook knight. So castles. No. It hasn't really decided yet. So knight f5 is the correct. So it would be this move here. Knight f5. Knight c7. Knight c3. Sorry. c5. Knight e2, castles, and castles. So, wow. Okay. Queen there. Pawn takes. Queen takes. A takes B. Knight takes. Knight. Oh. G3. King takes. Takes C. So takes. So it's good so far. So we are playing the correct moves. And that was the blunder. So queen to oh, I see, because it doesn't really this dominates the knight. So if the rook if he castles, actually he can't castle. If he checks there, oh, he can't check. My bad. So he can't check. So he's gonna have to play a5, and then he'd play bishop b7. Okay, because of this pin here. And then if he checks, rook f1. King g6. Knight f5. Or sorry, knight g. No, knight f2. There we go. Nope, wrong one. Knight f2 there. and then bishop d6. Okay, because now you're going after this weak pawn here. So every move has a weakness to it. So it's not bad. Because I was wondering if this wasn't winning, but I think I forgot that rook c1 actually also is good, because then you can take back, and it's a draw. Slightly better for me. King c4, and then let's hope this is right. Yeah, d3 is right. Sweet. Knight takes. Bishop c5 check. This is actually winning. Rook takes. Rook takes f. King takes. And it's basically all over. Oops, I should have played rook d7. I forgot about this move sequence. This is actually how you mate sooner. I kind of took the longer route. Mate 5. So if you guys ever get in this predicament here, and he plays there, remember, he doesn't have a move. He's in Zook slump. So all you gotta do is play here, dominate this open file. Only move he has is here, and then gotta keep that in mind. If I get in an over the board game and I get time, I have to remember this move here, and the king moves back, and then you move down. Okay, that was good. Just go and attack. Then we'll just do our. This is the hedgehog setup. I'll show you guys. This is the beginning of the hedgehog amps, and then what we'll do is we'll go over 3 games with the hedgehog. I thought about, you know what? Why not do that? It's actually part of the English opening, so I thought, hey, let's throw a little bit of English opening in here. We'll look at it from black side of the board. This is, and we'll go all the way back again so that you kind of can see. If you guys want to, like, if you don't like the French, but you like the kind of the setup of the French, but doing it a little awkward. But I mean, not if you. I should say, I'll repeat myself again. If you don't like the French, but you want an opening that's fun to play, that you can get to the middle game without really a lot of fear of not doing good. You know, you're like, I'm afraid of openings. Hedgehog's a pretty good one to learn. You really can't go wrong with it. It'll get you to the opening. So you develop all your pieces, and look, you got a solid pawn structure. And you're one move away from castling. Even if you felt like, oh no, I got to get castle, you get a panic, you know, the castling panic fear. You can even play kind of a slightly inferior move, bishop e7 and then castles. And then once your nerves calm down, then you can kind of set up for a little bit more most players would play like g6 and then bishop to g7, then castles. But if you kind of get scared and you're like, my king, white's castled, I could get under attack. Remember, bishop e7 and then castles, and no fear, my friends, you're safe at that point. And there's no way really he can break through. If he tries that, you can actually take, or take with the knight if you want, and then he can't really take back, because if he did, you can take bishop takes, and you've wrecked his defenses. So d4 was played, c takes d4, knight takes, and so now you have a pin on, d4 all the way to his bishop. Queen takes, and then bishop e7. In this scenario, it's better to play bishop e7, because castles is going to come next, b3, and then castles, and then queen c7 is an exclam move. Because if you notice that black's kind of cramped, but he does have all of his pieces developed, and white has a very vulnerable e-pawn. So later on, potentially, we can take scope on that e-pawn. You never know. You may even have a5 and then trying to undermine the b pawn later on. So he played there, and then rook f d8, and it's an equal position here. And this is where we'll pick up from our games. This is Alex Alverson or something like that. I may not be pronouncing his name right, but we're going to look at it not from black's perspective, but from white, because I wanted to kind of, you guys said, what you're probably going to ask, what opening besides the French could I play? The hedgehog is a really nice opening. I usually don't play it, but I have some friends that do, and they said it's pretty fun. It's pretty, I don't want to say easy, but it's very pattern orientated. So I'll just say it's very pattern orientated in its move sequence. So you don't have to, it's not think, you don't have to worry. I'll just put that as the best term, because a lot of players have the worry of which opening to play and should I learn a new opening. Well, you could take this, and then probably it'll go into different openings, other openings that you like. But if you just want to have a solid positional game, the hedgehog's your best friend. Bishop b4, bishop c6. Idea is potentially to play queen b7 later on, and maybe even a5 if you kind of feel a little spicy. And b5, now that this rook moved, b5 makes pretty good sense of play, because if he takes, you could take back with your bishop, and you can have this, or maybe takes, pawn takes with an attack here and then an attack there. Kind of a little. So yeah, I don't play the hedgehog very much, so this is even kind of a newer one for me. I haven't went over it in a long time. So it's good to visit an old friend. h6. Queen d3, d5. Oh, you gotta love this. This really has some teeth to it, because if you take, you can actually potentially take with a rook, like he took here. Bishop takes. Now look what you did to his structure. He can't take here, of course, you guys see why. Thank you for your queen, and no compensation whatsoever. He could try to take and say, but can't I do something? Nope. You have no compensation in that. And I can even just grab that, and you're totally winning. So can't take, so he's got to take there. And now look at this pawn structure. It's yuck. And knight comes crushing in. Bishop takes, bishop takes. and queen takes pawn. So white could say, well, look, I have pawns, but black's just going to grab one back and attack the rook. So rook takes, queen. And if you notice that if rook takes bishop, queen takes, if queen takes, white has a pass pawn, but it's weak. It's an end game. If white tries to kind of take some scope here, this really doesn't. He would actually want to, in my opinion, play here, not d7. It'd be tempting to do that, but remember, pass pawns need protection. So I'd probably move my king out. He'd push. Move my king out. Push. Move my king out. Push. And he'd check and come back. And so now you can win the pawn. So that's why even if you're trying to defend it, it's not fully defendable if you know how to set it up. So queen takes. Now they've entered into a game, so it's who can get the king to the center first. Oh, nice. I like black here. I prefer black now because of where his rook is. It's still going to end up being a draw, though. At this point, there's really no way to make any progress. But I just gotta say, it was a well-played game, for sure. Excuse me there. My mouth got dry there for a second. Okay, so let's take a look at, did he win in this one? I gotta make sure. No, we're gonna do one where black won. This is the one where black won. And we're gonna get to see how you got to see how a draw can arise from the hedgehog. So see, if you play good moves, do the hedgehog, don't rush, don't panic, you'll at least get a draw. So don't fear. Knight b5, queen b6. Now this is a pretty heavy threat there. Kind of a it looks like black's wasting time, but he really isn't. Now this is a weakness, so every pawn move has a weakness. f6, knight d7. We're going to see if we can't provoke another weakness, which would be f6, because that's our idea. H, there we go. Our H, Harry, man, white's king is really has a lot of air around him, and ooh, not good. White's got a lot of space, but can he hold it? And just they're positionally putting their pieces so that a breakthrough could happen. Now this locks all of white's kingside pressure down. So now white has to consolidate and say, oh boy, because if he plays f4, if he played f4 back here, this would allow the knight to come happily riding into a safe spot, safe zone. So he can't do that. That's why he went queen b3. At g4. Now, in my opinion, I believe black slightly better here. Slightly. because it's white who's starting to run out of moves, because black's position's like solid as a rock. What's he gonna play? He doesn't really want to play b5 because white could actually lock it down with black could lock it down with a5 and then start his doubling up process of the rooks. And so it's like, ooh. So black's the first to pull the trigger, as they would say. Nice. See a square, fill a square. Now the king's out of any danger of back rank, so all of his pieces can start flooding over if they needed to. So bishop to h3, bishop h6, and wow, this is getting pretty intense here. Black has a really nice knight, so even if the bishop took, we can actually take and have an open file that we dominate. I don't think he'd want to take, but if he did, and then you try to prove that he's better, maybe he takes and then takes here, queen takes, and you then first can play rook takes, queen takes, and if queen comes down, potentially I don't know if I would sacrifice my piece now that I think about it. You always gotta look at those moves though. Wow, black's better here. Wow. Oh, ouch. He almost has a fortress. Because he doesn't really have any good spots to go to. Because if he tries to go here, he gets mated. If he tries to go here, he has king c7, and he's in a pretty big quagmire. He could try that, but then he gets mated, so. And black actually won, so white really doesn't have any good moves to play. He's kind of in a let's just say problem. But I want to see how does he actually win this though. This is an interesting one. How does he actually win this? I want to see this. that's mate 4 too as well. You gotta be careful that you don't play. That'd be sad. That's a stalemate there. And there you go. I guess that was an interesting move for sure. One sec, guys. I will pull up a non-rated game. I'll be right back, and you guys can look this over. Put in what you guys think the move sequence of this is, and then we'll go over it. Okay. So what did you guys consider playing? Did you guys look at this? Well, I guess not. So we'll just go into doing some rated ones then. You guys can help me there. Don't fear. We have plenty to go over and plenty to learn. Okay, perfect. Perfect. let's see here. Let's see, what do we got here? I'm noticing that f7's weak, so I'm thinking potentially queen h5 to threaten mate. Or we could actually threaten queen g5. That threatens here and here, so we can pick up a queen in that line. So I'm thinking that's trying to figure out, is there any way to I'm thinking here, and then if it comes here, king there. Okay. I want to see why our idea didn't work, because I want to learn from this. I know that king can come here. Oh, a4. Oh. Okay. Okay, it's not made at that point. Let's give it another retry. This move, oh. away from, actually 2 moves away from me. Whoa. Let's see if we can't mate him a little bit faster. Yeah, I'm thinking this is the move here. Now we check here. If he comes there, we can actually, I believe, check. Because if he goes back, I'll show you. I believe this is another line that we could actually play. Let's see here. King takes. If he comes here, we can play a3. Come c4, c3, king b5, rook b8, bishop here, bishop takes, king a, and a3 is mate. Yep. Great job, guys. Excellent work. Bishop takes. This puts pressure on the queen. So if the queen moves here, I want to see the end of this. I want to work it out to the very end. There we go. So play the best, bishop g6. That's actually, sorry, that's the worst. It's all over, okay. And it's a draw, huh? Who'd have thought, a draw. they can check here, king comes up, check there, and then we pick up the queen. He'll have to come here, and then we play there and we pick up the queen. Trying to see knight f2. Oh, drat. My bad there. trying to figure out where can, oh. Oh, okay, yeah, that does work, doesn't it? And then, okay. Alright. See, I'm looking at what do I want to take with, because there's knight takes d1. Queen takes d2. Well, we're in check, so we have to. Yeah. So I think you're right. I think. A4 or taste. So A4 rook takes, and then oh, I gotcha. Oh, I was thinking over here. Yeah. For some reason, I don't know why I was thinking H. Must be continuing to keep calculating, huh? Let's see, let's get a drink of, oops, I gotta mix this up just a little bit. Soda, not soda, peach tea. Good drink of water. Oops. Okay. Okie dokie. Probably knight takes g6. Pawn takes g6, and then rook takes e7, which then we're threatening to checkmate our opponent. So knight takes g6, f takes g6, and then rook takes e7. And even if queen takes, we could take with the rook. We're still in good situation at that point. Well, maybe no. I don't want to read. Well, we could retreat our knight out. Trying to think here. So I guess that I was thinking that is the best, yeah. Now we can play queen h6 check. Or, my bad, no, just take the bishop. Well, yeah, see, take the bishop, queen takes f4, check. He has to come back there and he has to give us his queen, yeah. After queen takes f4, we can actually check with queen h6. King has to go to g8, knight f6. That's mate, so he has to give his queen back. I believe, let's check that out, see if we're right. Okay, here. King comes up. Takes. Queen takes. Queen. Come on. Queen comes up. He goes back. Right there. Queen takes. Pawn takes. a5. And then you get mate in the end. So rook h8 is best. Then knight h. Okay. Because now you're threatening to pick this up. Well, of course, after you retreat your queen down here, then you're threatening to pick that up. Yeah, you want to retreat. You want to retreat your queen. Oops, you want to retreat your queen here first, and then play that. That's always a threat. Well, wait a second. The queen's under fire, so the rook would have to actually give back, wouldn't it? Or the queen would. Hold on. The queen would have to retreat. Oh, rook takes, so he can't retreat. King f8. Okay. Now queen e1 is. Oh wow, that is a pretty heavy-duty threat there. Rook takes h, and we actually play check first. He comes up. H takes g check. So we want to keep everything with check, and then e5 with this threat here. So if king would take, I'm thinking that rook h8 is mate, yeah. Or even queen. These two mates would actually work, yeah. Let's see here. How do we finish this off? So h takes g2 check. King has to go to h2. Give that a shot. Uh-oh. I did that wrong. Sorry about that. That's the mate. Ah, snap. A little too, I missed the mate. I'll show you what happened. I didn't play the F through. Snap. That's okay. We'll work through it here because I'll show you why the move I played wasn't 100%. And he moved back. This allows for a block. That's the reason it doesn't work. So first of all, you gotta check, which would draw him forward, and then king to h5, which there's no blocking there. So I was just out of sequence by one move. Okay. Yeah, that's not fun. But we went through it and learned from it, so I have to stay in sequence of moves. Let me see. Let me see. H takes G5. Let's see. H takes G5, knight goes to H2, and then queen H. Alright, knight goes to H7, then queen to H2. Does that lead to a mate? Or I might even slip any little if I play knight takes h2. There I could play queen h5, which would be more threatening. See here, he might try knight G. Knight G4, and then I can actually block it with F5, and he can't really retreat because then bishop could take, then queen takes. So we have a pin, and we can actually double up. Yeah. I'm sure on that. Yeah, then knight H, so rook D to H3. Rook D H3. See, rook D H3. Well, he doesn't have a flight square to retreat to anymore. Wow, let's do that one again. That's powerful. Yeah. Doing better. We just gotta hone down our skills, and we'll get this. We'll get it. let's see. The first forcing move that Simon Williams would say would be to check for checks, captures, and then like threats. So, do we have any checks? No. Do we have captures? Yes. We have one candidate move would be queen takes g2. That forks the rook and the knight. But the rook could play g1, and we don't really have anything there. But we could actually, if now that I think about it, we could play rook, bishop takes g2, rook g1, and then g6, and the queen has to run. Then we pick up the knight. Yes, this is the line. I see it now. It's clear. Bishop takes g2, rook g1, g6, queen, we'll say e2, and then bishop takes h3. I'm thinking potentially this is an interesting endgame because you have to calculate if bishop takes or if knight. I'm thinking we're going to have to do this. Bishop d2. So bishop d2. Sorry, bishop takes d2. That's what I mean. C takes d2, knight e3. If king f4, no, he won't be king f4. He'll do king e4. I'll play knight d1, knight d1, and I'm not I think we can, I think that might be the move. I'm not exactly sure if that's it. Okay. anything else before I move? We can't move our knight, because if we do, he'll grab this, then he'll have 3 passers, and that'll be insanely impossible almost to stop. So what do you guys think? Because I'm trying, I was looking at knight e1, but then he can grab a2. And we're in a pickle. Yeah. We'll go through this line. We'll go through this line here, guys, and we'll show you how it works, and then I gotta do one more, then I gotta log. Takes. And king g4, and then this just goes up the board, and there's no way to stop that. So yeah, it's just over at that point. All right, let's see. Hold on, let me just check something out real quick. Yeah, we'll finish on this one. Come on, baby, focus down. Focus, come on. ID2, let me see here. Thinking knight to g5. G5, F6. Then we have pawn takes E6. What do you guys think the most sequences might be? Because I'm looking at if there's any checks. My idea is knight G5, F6, knight takes E6, the Q moves, and maybe knight takes F8. I'm not sure if that's it. The queen moves. The Q is for queen. The queen moves. I have to separate that out. That looks a little kind of... That looks sad. So I'll delete that. Because I have to give it its own... so that you guys know. Move, 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 move. Then knight takes F. What do you think, guys? Are you with me on that? Knight G5 or Bishop G5? Which one? Which one could it be? I like Knight G5 because you always could actually Knight G5 here. Oh, you just take drop your knight in here. Okay, that actually does work now that we think about it. Okay, you guys got any questions about this? I'll give you guys a minute if you have any questions on this. And if you don't, we'll put this. Okay, we'll go into analyzing mode, and then I gotta log after this one. So knight G, and if he goes F, what we do is we can play E takes F. Our actually best is, I believe it is knight takes. Knight takes E. Where's E takes F? So knight takes, a bit pawn takes, and if knight takes, knight takes E, if queen here, and now we're just solidifying. We have so much pressure. Let's take a look at our line. Let's just say that. Let's say he plays. Say we play knight here. Queen B6, and we still have the same idea. But knight takes F, knight takes F, and his king's exposed and ours really isn't. So either way is a good move. All right. Well, guys, I wanted to thank you all for logging on. This is great. We're doing good. We're 2053, so we're on our way up and away. Remember, knowing is not enough. You must apply. Willing is not enough. You must do. So you can know a lot, but unless you apply it, it's not good. And then you take the application, and you can say, I'm willing to apply it, and then you can do it. And that's how you play a game of chess. You take your knowledge, you apply it to the game of chess, the board game, and then what you do is you're willing to make that move because you trust yourself and you actually do it. So I'd probably say that you have to trust your analysis or calculation. And so what you have to remember always as well is we set our own plateaus. Our plateaus are like Chuck Missler says, the weakest point you're at is when you're at your low. Like when you're like, can I ever win a game? That's the weakest. And then when you're untouchable, that's the weakest, because you think, I'm so good I don't have to study. And then the other one is you study rather than, you don't study the proper things, and it's like, ugh. So either way, that's why when you're on a winning streak, that's great. But you know what? Do something. Continue to study. Don't get a big head and think that you're the best thing around. Okay. We always know that the Lord is, and He gave us a mind to think, and so we should thank Him for that mainly. And we have to always keep in mind that we keep pushing forward. If we win, congratulations. I'm glad you guys are taking what we're learning here and applying it to your chess. Congrats on all the wins. But remember, it's not just about winning. It's about the beauty of the game, the artistic of the game. And it's such, when you look at chess as art, it comes alive. So just keep that in mind, that they're not just inanimate pieces. They're not just plastic pieces like this. This is your army. So what you decide to do with your army either is the death or the life of them. So that's why you have to study to be improved. Okay. And like Cole, we're slowly getting pressed to becoming a diamond. So congratulations on that process. Not a fun process, but trust me, every day when you sit down at that board and you move that, you see that brilliant move, and it gets you that one, all those hours of studying will be worthwhile. And like a sword that's dull, when it's sharpened, it can save a lot of lives in the medieval times, guys. So what that means is we have to keep our tactical eyes sharpened, which is like our brain, so that we can look at the board and find it. And like I always say, we hang up our coat, we hang up our hat, and we sit down and we study when most won't. That makes all the difference. Okay, guys, I'll leave it at that. It's Wesley So says for the Lord Jesus, and as I say, God bless, and I'll see you guys next time on Chess Cruncher TV. Have a blessed morning, afternoon, evening. Lord willing, I'll be back on tomorrow, and we'll continue to keep pushing forward, learning new things, improving new things in chess. And as always, keep moving forward. That's the whole point. Congratulations, hoorah. Congratulations, Team Chess Cruncher. We're on our way to victory. Be blessed, guys, and I'll see you tomorrow. 2 thumbs up. Congrats.